Hi, my name is Jasmine, and this is my best friend Emma. If you want to find out why we are hiding here, make sure you stick till the end of my story. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Growing up in a desert was fun. Everyone praised me for the unique blue-green color of my eyes, but I didn't care about that. I was always a more outdoorsy type. Out of all of the kids on our campsite, I could build the tallest sandcastle, and all the other kids would have a blast kicking it down. That was the fun part. While I was this fun, popular kid, there was this one day that really made my blood boil, where I saw a shy girl sitting by herself, and then two other boys threw sand all over her hair, so I went to her rescue. Hey, what is wrong with you rugrats?
Leave us alone, Jasmine, or we will dig a hole and put you in it.
Oh yeah? I dare you. The boys looked into my fierce eyes and then changed their minds because they knew how crazy I could get. And then the shy girl softly touched my shoulder.
Wow, you're like a superhero! Thank you!
What's your name?
Emma.
I looked at her sweet smile and knew that she was one friend I was going to keep for the rest of my life. We instantly became besties, and I taught Emma how to climb trees, catch scorpions, and we used to throw stones at all the mean boys. But then there was this one time when I accidentally hit her older brother, and when Emma took me to her house to apologize to him, her mother was there, and she did not look too happy.
Are you the girl that hurt my son?
I'm sorry, miss. It was an accident.
Where are your parents?
They are at work. My dad is a mine worker and my mom is a nurse.
A modern family. I hate those! Emma, you will no longer be friends with this girl.
I was so shocked, and Emma just stood quietly looking to the ground. Why can't she be my friend?
Because I don't want her to become a wild barbarian like you. Now please leave my house.
I looked at her sternly and left. The next day when I saw Emma at school, she smiled at me from a distance, and then I approached her.
Jasmine, we can't be seen together. Once my mother finds out, she will stop me from coming to school.
Why is your mom like this?
She just has her own set of beliefs on how a girl should be.
Well, if we can't be friends in school, we can still be friends after school when no one can see us. Emma agreed, and after school, we ran off to our favorite play area next to the swings. But this time, the unthinkable happened. While we were sprinting, Emma misstepped on a patchy spot of sand. And suddenly, before I could blink, she started sinking like a stone.
Jasmine, what's going on?
It's quicksand. Hold on, I'm coming. I ran looking for a long branch, and when I got back, Emma was already halfway down. I needed to act fast, or this was going to be the last time I would ever see Emma again.
Jasmine, help!
Grab onto the branch.
I can't reach it!
I had no idea what to do, because if I got any closer, then I would start sinking. So I ran back to the campsite and fetched my father. And when we got back, we could only see Emma's head. Oh no, we're too late! Dad quickly tied his rope around a rock and went in and pulled her out. She started aggressively coughing out sand. To make things worse, when we arrived at Emma's house, her menace of a mom had already blamed me for everything.
From now on, Emma will be homeschooled so she can be as far away from your rebellious daughter as possible.
My daughter is not rebellious, and this was not her fault.
Yes, it was. Now please tell your daughter to stay away from mine.
Dad took me away, and later that night, while I was sleeping in my tent, I heard a voice calling for me. It was Emma.
I'm sorry about how my mom treated you and your dad. Even though we can't see each other, I'll place a letter every day under a rock next to the well to tell you about my days, and you can do the same. That way, we'll never lose contact.
Wow, that's a brilliant idea, Emma. I'm gonna really miss playing with you. Emma and I kept in touch for years after that. And this one time when I saw her at the shopping plaza buying vegetables with her mom, she waved at me, and of course her bratty mom held her hand down and gave me an evil smirk. She then proceeded to talk to the shopkeeper.
I think that girl is a thief. I saw her putting something in her pocket.
The shopkeeper immediately called the guards on me and had me taken out of the shop. My dad will hear about this and close your shop down. I waited for Emma and her mother to come out, and when I saw them, I approached her mother. What is wrong with you, lady? My mother always sends me here to buy my vegetables.
Well, your mother should put a leash on you, since you just can't leave my daughter alone.
We are teenagers now, and I think she's old enough to choose her own friends.
Well, lucky for her. She's getting married next year.
I was shocked at what Emma's mom said, because after school, Emma and I already had plans to leave the desert life and live in the city, and now her mom was standing in our way. I waited for her to leave me a letter, but she stopped writing to me, and one day, when I saw her collecting water from the well, I approached her. Emma, I haven't heard from you for ages. What happened?
Yes, My mom found out about the letters. Jasmine, I'm so scared. I don't want to get married.
I can help you if you let me. Emma agreed one day after school and the day before she was going to get married to some loser her mother chose. I collected some food and water in a bag, got my camel ready, wrote a letter to my parents, and left. Emma waited for me at the well, as we had planned, and off we went traveling on a camel late at night.
Are you sure about this, Jasmine?
Absolutely. I can't let you get married to someone you don't even like. We are going to the city to live like superstars.
But how?
Trust me, we are going to be just fine. As we rode through the sand dunes, the camel started slowing down, so we had to let it rest for a while. I put up a small tent for us to sleep in, and before we could go to bed, we saw masked men on camels riding not too far from us.
Oh no, those are my uncles. My mom must have sent them.
We quickly packed up, but the camel was too exhausted to get up, so we left it and ran towards a mountain, where we hid in a cave and ended up falling asleep. The next morning, the sun was scorching hot, and our water had run out. And then we noticed a truck parked next to a cactus plant, and there was a man who looked like he fell asleep in the driver's seat. Hey, these are the trucks that go into the city. Come on.
Jasmine, wait! What if it's dangerous?
We can hide in the back. I pulled Emma. We quickly jumped into the back of the truck and hid inside some sacks. My heart was pounding with half excitement and half terror. The truck started, and off we went through a rocky journey all the way to the city. When the truck eventually stopped, we peeked out of the sack and saw cars and people dressed in nice clothes. So we jumped out, and then suddenly a taxi came racing towards us and almost knocked us down. But we managed to move away with our hearts throbbing.
Oh my gosh, Jasmine, we made it!
Yes, we did. We are in the city. We looked around us, and this was our dream come true. I could hear Emma's stomach rumbling, and I looked in my bag, and we were out of food. I didn't have a plan, and that was a big problem.
So what now?
Well, look, there's a place where people are eating. We stood by the glass window looking at everyone eating, and then a man in a white suit spotted us from inside. I don't have any money.
What? Jasmine, I thought you had this all planned out!
Well, while I was thinking about what to say, the man with the white suit stood in front of us.
Hi there, ladies. Do you want to join us?
No, thank you.
What? But we're hungry!
We don't know this man. We can't just trust him.
Yes, she's right. You can't trust anyone. My name is Jeff, and I run a modeling agency, and you are exactly what we're looking for our new perfume brand.
Jeff cupped his hands around my face. I never saw myself as a pretty girl or a model. The only thing nice about my face were my light blue-green eyes. Okay, so you want me to model for you?
Not for me, for the brand. You're going to be a famous girl.
Now, this was a dream come true, and it happened just on time. Jeff booked a hotel for us, and we went wild, jumping on the white, clean bed, and I took a bath like 5 times in the huge basin that looked like a swimming pool. Growing up in the desert, we did have some knowledge of how people lived in the city, but we only read about it and never really experienced it.
Wow, this is amazing!
Emma and I sat out on the balcony and gazed up at the stars. I turned to her and was happy to see her smile again. I missed that smile of yours. She blushed and then she yawned. It was time for bed.
Jasmine, thank you for letting me see all this.
Thank you for coming with me. We fell asleep, and the next day was a complete nightmare. I did the perfume shoot, and when I got back to the hotel, Emma was gone. And then I saw a note under my pillow.
My uncles found me. Please just let it be. Don't come back for me. Live your life.
I sat down crying for a while because I really wanted her to be free from her mother and her jail cell life. I continued doing more and more shoots, and eventually I became a very famous model. I bought a house, and then I started thinking of my parents and Emma. Life was great in the city, but I felt so lonely, so I decided to visit the desert. When I went home, Mom and Dad were happy to see me, but they were also upset with me.
Why didn't you just tell us that you wanted to live in the city? We would have let you go.
I'm sorry, Dad. I'm sorry, Mom. I was helping a friend out, and I kind of forgot about your feelings. I'm so sorry. I hugged them and they forgave me, and then I asked about Emma, and Mom told me that she was married and told me where she lived. It was a little sad to hear that, but I couldn't wait to see her. And when I found her the next day, she hugged me tightly.
Jasmine, I missed you so much. It's been a whole year now.
Yeah, I'm pretty famous in the city now.
I'm sure you are. You've always been so brave.
And then her mother appeared.
You again? What are you doing here?
I came to see my best friend.
Please leave. We don't want you here.
I'm no longer a child, and neither is Emma. Her mother smiled at me wickedly, and then she called for Emma's husband, who was a tall, butch man.
Javid, please show this pest of a girl the way out.
Before I go, could you at least tell me why you hate me so much?
Because you are a modern girl who would have been a bad influence to my Emma. But thank goodness I stopped that from happening. Look, now she's married while you are living a loose life in the city. Mom, that's enough! Emma, please leave before things get complicated.
I looked at Emma's sad eyes and walked away. I decided to finally let Emma's mother win. But the next day, just before I could go back to the city in my Jeep, I saw Emma's husband holding another woman. I fumed up and faced him. Hey, what are you doing with this woman when you're married to my best friend?
Leave me alone and mind your own business, girl.
He went on to kiss the lady in front of me. I had seen enough and pushed him to the ground. His little minion pounced on me and everyone stood in a circle looking at us as we rolled on the sandy floor.
Jasmine?
I heard Emma's voice and stood up. Emma, your husband was with this woman. Emma looked at the woman who had her arm on Javid's shoulder, and then suddenly Emma's mother came running.
What's going on here? Someone told me that your friend Jasmine attacked Javid! Mom, look at what you made me marry!
Emma's mother saw the husband with the other woman, and he was smiling like it was okay, until Emma and her mother took off their shoe and started giving him the famous desert shoe beatdown. After that, Emma's mom approached me.
I'm sorry. I tried so hard to keep my daughter away from you. All because I didn't want her to be like you. Free and so smart. I was wrong. I'm a bad mother.
Emma hugged her mom and I forgave her. Then Emma came back with me to the city so we could live our dreams together. I thought the surprises were over, but one day, as we sat outside the yard looking at the stars, I looked at Emma and held her hand, and then she leaned closer and kissed me. I had been waiting for this moment all my life, since I fell in love with Emma the very first day I saw her. Wow, I didn't know you felt the same way.
I guess I was just waiting for the right moment.
I love you, Emma.
I love you too, Jasmine.